This week, as we share about forgiveness, I had to go back to the letter to the Ephesians once because even though we went through that letter in depth not that long ago, there's a wonderful section in chapter 4 and verses 25 to 32 about what our new life in Christ looks like, and forgiveness is a vital part of it. Listen to Ephesians 4 verses 31 and 32 and what we are to put away or discard or get rid of, and what we are to do. He says, "Put away from you all bitterness and wrath and anger and wrangling and slander, together with all malice." That's what we are to get rid of. What are we to do? "And be kind to one another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another as God in Christ has forgiven you." One of the things about our new life in Christ, one of the images that we see in Ephesians and some of the other letters in the New Testament, it's almost like this idea that we are changing our clothes, that you're taking off your old self, as it were, and you're putting on a new self. There are behaviors that we are to discard that simply aren't supposed to be part of who we are and how we interact with other people and how we treat other people. And some of those things we get rid of are bitterness. And when are we bitter? Often because we're not forgiving and we hold on to things. We're to put away wrath and anger. Again, are we our best selves when we're letting wrath and anger and letting the more reptilian, primitive part of our brain dictate our behavior? Not so much. As well as wrangling and slander. What are wrangling and slander? Well, wrangling, slander, we're maligning other people, right? We're trying to manipulate situations or relationships or people. And malice. Malice is just we have evil, bad intent for somebody else. We're out to get someone. All those things, Ephesians says, get rid of it. Put it away. It's not part of living our new life in Christ. And rather instead, be kind, be tender-hearted. And again, in the Bible, one of the worst things that a person can be is hard-hearted. And we hear that description of everyone from Pharaoh dealing with Moses to some of the scribes and the Pharisees and how they treat Jesus. None of us want to act or be described by anybody as being hard-hearted. We're to be tender, kind, and forgiving. Forgiving one another as God in Christ has forgiven you. Again, you hear that dynamic of forgiveness at play. We forgive just as God has forgiven us in Christ. Today, and maybe almost every day, whenever you're changing your clothes, maybe it could serve as a reminder of the things we are to put off and cast off as Christians, and the things that are to be a part of us every day. I hope today you'll strive in all your interactions and all your engagements with other people to be kind, tender-hearted, and forgiving.